Hi. Um, Los Tres Amigos by Jennifer Dagenhart. Okay, so three teens, one girl, two boys, two friends to start, then three, then two. As if teenage friendships aren't hard enough, Marissa and Jack have been best friends for as long as they can remember, only having troubles when Jack wasn't always honest about himself. Despite their differences, however, their friendship endures, but that friendship is challenged when a new student, Julio, moves to town and upsets the long-standing dynamic between Marissa and Jack. In this Level 2 book, which includes aspects of Puerto Rican culture, readers learn useful vocabulary and are introduced to a progression of verb tenses throughout the easy, uncomplicated plot. Uncomplicated, unlike the emotions of the teenagers. Okay, so Jennifer Dagenhart wrote this book, and what else? The Jersey, El Jersey, would we say, maybe? La Mochila, I read all these. La Chica Nueva. So you could definitely, all the authors have their own different styles and things, but I've noticed, Jennifer's got her own style here as far as the way she writes. It's just it's kind of different than, some of the other books I've read, by different authors. I don't know. There's something that's kind of unique in which she writes. Just like I think La Mochila, if you will. Oscar. What else? Michelle. Okay, so in other words, it's like they're writing. She's writing Does she do that in the Jersey? No. What about the new girl? I think she does too. Anyways, what I'm getting at is that it's in first person. First person. It's good to have stuff in first person instead of third person all the time. Everything's in first person. However, there's Julio, Jack, and Marissa, and it's the first person in their perspective. So they're the ones talking. It flips flops. So one chapter is Jack, another one's Julio. So we hear, first person of his thoughts, right? And then Marissa, first person of her thoughts and actions. Okay, if that makes sense to you. And it just keeps on going through each of the three characters and writing in their first person perspective every chapter. Okay, just to let you know that. As far as, it's kind of, see, I'm talking in the aspect of like teaching Spanish 2 along with the textbook curriculum. So in which case it says in this Level 2 book, I don't know, I kind of look at this as in like, I would have to put this towards the end of Level 2. The beginning of Level 3. There's just from all the grammatical stuff in here. But again, that's my opinion. End of Level 2, beginning of Level 3. Everything's in here. Direct object, pronoun stuff, subjunctive, the commands, and, indirect object pronoun stuff, and the past tense, and the imperfect. Me habría gustado hablar con ellas. Or ellos, right? It would have pleased me. That's in here. Me habría gustado hablar. So, you get little like structures like that are in here too, by the way. No sabía que era mi percepción tal vez, pero Jack parecía diferente, right? I didn't know that it was. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of. By the way, I would say for those Spanish teachers who want to working on their own acquisition and this is good book for semi-proficient to proficient Spanish teachers to read. Okay, I read this in 2 or 3 days, and I had to go back to the back of the book and look up a word or two here and there, like there's just words I just didn't know, but most of it was I knew every single word. But just I think reading this kind of challenges Spanish teachers as well a little bit, depending on how often you immerse yourself in the Spanish language. This would be good for teachers to, themselves to read during silent sustained reading. Los Tres Amigos. I guess that's about it. And yep, there's the the rainbow flag there, so you can some things that are going to be talked about in this book, which is very important, I believe, very current with the times, and very relevant. So Jennifer Dagenhart is a good author, and I recommend this book. So put it in silent sustained reading for your Spanish 2s. Especially, and your Spanish 3s. This would be like a good book for class sets of Spanish 3, I say. actually, to begin to start the year in Spanish 3 with this, maybe if you were going to do a class set. All right, so I guess that's about it. Yeah, 5 minutes, so we did that. Oh, by the way, you'd also incorporate, I forgot that in the last couple books too, that you can incorporate like other things. I mean, you're going to talk about Puerto Rican culture. They talk about the food in here, bring up, the mofongo, is mentioned in here, and other, Puerto little bit of all, cultures about Puerto Rico because they're Puerto Ricans in this book, So to, bring out all the other cultural and geographic elements that the book, any book you read presents. So in this case, Puerto Rico, in addition to showing and talking about different things about Puerto Rico, La Isla del Encanto, and along with reading this book. Anyways, so that's my take. Yeah, I guess that's it. So happy second language acquisition and input and interaction to us all.